Hey you geeks! The Way of Kings. The Way of, oh my gosh, I can't believe it lived up to the hype, Storming Kings! After listening to it twice on Audible, I decided last Thursday that I had to buy the hardcover. I spent all day searching for a way to buy it, ending with me speeding across town to the only open bookshop half an hour away to curbside pick up this book before the shop closed in 20 minutes. I made it with 5 minutes to spare. That's how storming great this book is. Not just the story, but the art, the layout, the smell, the thrill.
It's not the weapon or the skill that will give you strength to make the kill. No, you must be resolute, unbreakable, definite will.
The book follows 3 main plot lines, with 4 main POV characters. You hear so much about Sanderson's excellent world building, but the crazy thing about The Way of Kings is that it's 3 small stories happening in a big world. Yet the characters fill the space. They are both larger than life and utterly huggable, and some of them really need a hug. Although they fight monsters, the primary conflicts are internal, and oh my gosh, they are powerful. The Way of Kings is wonderful, yet it is only the first step on a marvelous journey.
Let this be a sign. Let this road be mine. Let it lead me to my best and bring me home.
I can't hold it anymore. Spoilers commence. Despite the wealth of wonderful characters, I'm keeping this mostly to the main POV characters. Sari Navani, Kaladin, the hunk with a scarred face who will save us all if he can only save himself from himself.
You have to look within yourself to save yourself from your other self.
Poor wretch. He's a great mix of Maximus,
Whatever comes out of these gates, we've got a better chance of survival if we work together.
and Hawkeye?
War isn't hell. War is war and hell is hell. And of the two, war is a lot worse.
Really, it's his father, Liren, that's the true Hawkeye. Sanderson gets a lot of praise for giving Kaladin real depression as a part of, but not an all-consuming facet of Kaladin's character. This makes him feel so real. His chapters were hard, but Syl was a shining ray in the darkness. Standing with him on the brink was a marvel. To feel the pain so real and yet overcome it with him. I love Kaladin and would send him a basket full of Lake Superior agates if I could find the post system Whip uses in this book. Shallan. The little country girl has found her way to the big city with bigger plans. It's ironic that her plot to steal the Soulcaster is the most clearly defined at the beginning, and yet is the only one that goes unachieved. True, she finds something better, but it's odd how Sanderson keeps writing thieves with such golden hearts that they never actually steal anything. Shallan's heart is gold, though it's clearly broken. Despite it all, I find her trustworthy, but not honest.
I'm dishonest. And a dishonest man you can always trust to be dishonest. Honestly. It's the honest ones you want to watch out for. Because you can never predict when they're going to do something incredibly stupid.
Watching her squirm under Yasna's tutelage was fun. I really respect Sanderson's decision to bring moral ambiguity to this tale. Complex stories ask hard questions, for which there are no easy answers. Sanderson gives us plenty of gray area to muse about the consequences, and I loved it. What I did not love was her relationship with Capsule. At all. While I liked the idea of an energetic young priest type, but as soon as he started putting the moves on Shallan, I shuddered. While the Ardentia is quite different from the Catholic priesthood, Sanderson had established enough about their order to reinforce my instinctual skin-crawling response to this kind of a relationship. Those who would use the breaking of an oath to manipulate others are the scum of the earth and the Cosmere. I shed no tears for his passing. Adolin and Dalinar. Since they share chapters, they can share a section. What's refreshing about the Colon boys is that they are, to my knowledge, the first Sanderson noble family to have a healthy relationship between father and sons. This revelation caught me completely off guard my first read through. I was waiting for Dalinar to go stark raving mad at some point and for Adolin to step up. Yet, despite Dalinar's seeming lapses in sanity...
Anything godly in nature reveal itself to you just now?
He really liked the outfit.
The family held together. Dalinar is Uncle Iroh in Shardplate.
Did I ever tell you how I got the nickname, the Dragon of the West?
He's even got the mystical vision powers down. His story arc is second only to Kaladin's in The Way of Kings, a powerful warlord who seeks peace. And yet, due to mystical ambiguity, he manages to do it in the most stupid way possible. Adolin has good instincts, but doesn't know what to do with that information. He knows better than to trust the scheming Eostatius, but goes along with his father for honor. Wit. I've always wondered why people like Hoid so much. He was mildly helpful in Mistborn Era 1 and practically useless in Elantris. Here, as Elacor's wit, Hoid is the only redeemable quality of the king. So now, I get it. Storms, I get it. Taravangian.
Do not trust her. She is a fugly slut.
Magic system. Well, all that is gold does not glitter. Sanderson's glowing magic systems are his best. Yes, I would kiss a one-armed man if he could glow. Like Elantris, this book shrouds how the magic works in mystery, letting the readers discover it along with the characters. We get hints from Kaladin's first payday to being strung up in the storm to the ancient oaths being spoken anew. Kaladin's character and magical development fit seamlessly together. Unlike Elantris, the audience gets to see Seth fly around using a whole host of superpowers, each making sense in their own way. Also, as a pioneering junkie, I appreciate the term lashing. It needs to be used more often. World building. I often complain that Sanderson did not give a simple, rational explanation besides sheer incompetence for the Lord Ruler's reign in Mistborn. While it makes sense once the reader understands the magic system, until then I was left wondering, what is wrong with you people? Not so here. The premise that a country would go to war for revenge in a barren landscape, then get sidetracked securing the valuable resources there, is unfortunately very believable. Then throw in the mystical thrill and the extra cruelty makes sense. But Sanderson builds more than two countries in this book. He gives us glimpses of the Shin, the Thalens, Yat-Kaved, and Kharbranth, not to mention the multi-political factions working within them. That being said, just as readers complain that Tolkien chose poorly when naming Mount Doom, I say that the Ghostbloods sound more like a biker gang than an international crime syndicate. Maybe this will be cleared up once we know more about them. But for now, it's a stupid name. Interludes. I've never reviewed a book with interludes on this channel before. While they don't contribute much directly to the plot, they are an integral part to the book's whole awesomeness. So I've got to say something. Tracking Zeth's progress made me pity the sod, though I can't say that I like him in this book. He's joined the ranks of Marsh, Snape, and Smeagol, those who, through their own fault, have given up their will to evil masters. They are pitiable, not likable. Also, my old friend Galadon makes an appearance. It's brief, and I missed it the first time. It's been thousands of years, but now I worry about Elantrian's inability to die and what it does to their sanity. On a lighter note, Galadon's use of the word understand instead of kolo was also jarring. I had always translated kolo to you know in Elantris because the syllables fit the conversational tone. Also, it sounded nicer. Plot. This is a hard book to start. First, the prelude, and the sheer horror of what the heralds are doing really doesn't sink in the first time. No, Sanderson has us feeling sorry for them as they break their words and lie to humanity. I suppose he only gets one shot to make us sympathize with them before we realize what they've done, and he plays it excellently. Then the assassination. I'm not a fan of starting a book with an assassination from the point of view of an assassin. Unsure who to root for, I hope they both end up dead. The fight scenes were mind-bending, but until I knew who to root for, I must say I didn't care. But it was all worth it when we finally meet Kaladin. Not only do we see his nobility,
I volunteer as tribute!
but also his failures. Despite his depression, he rebuilds a society from the stone up. You know I'm a sucker for that storyline. Though unlike Raoden with diminishing returns, Kaladin...
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Until he finally lands on his feet with a spear in hand. One of the perks of a longer novel is that it gives us time to really get to know the characters. Instead of a blockbuster movie, we get an expertly written series of episodes, all leading up to one great and terrible climax. Something I both did and did not see coming. I knew Kaladin was going to end up in the Kholin army. Finding pictures of him not in that blue uniform is hard nowadays. And the only way Kaladin was going to end up there is if he saved Dalinar's life.
In his eagerness to save you, your god has also saved the Roman fleet.
But I thought, Chasm Fiend attack. They were always there, lurking in the darkness, just waiting to pounce. I thought Chasm Fiends would attack when Sadeas and Dalinar were on march. But no, that would not have been as thematically epic as Sadeas' betrayal. I did not suspect it because it was too obvious. Sanderson would never do something so simple as make the dislikable character also the evil character, making it appear that Sadeas' fault was one of apathy, not malignancy. Then his true colors were revealed.
Beware, beware, be skeptical. The smiles, so plated gold. Deceit so natural, but a wolf in sheep's clothing is more than a warning.
The number of times I have yelled for someone to stab Sadeas in the face while re-listening to this book has been a great way to keep people 6 feet away from me in social settings. But if it weren't for this reveal, Kaladin wouldn't have been forced to choose and swear his oath. Now we're off on a wonderful journey. I just hope Kaladin and the Kholins can make it to the end. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you would like to see more. Your patronage is greatly appreciated.